I got to say, I have a bit of a problem with the last days thing, just a bit of a issue. When I was in college, I was especially impacted by the music of Keith Green. Anybody remember Keith Green? Loved his music. His ministry was called Last Days Ministries. And I bought into that big time. I mean, the last days, we're living in the last days. And it says in the scriptures that in the last days, men will be lovers of themselves. How's that going? Right? I mean, people just love themselves. That's all they care about. What's best for me? Planet me. So I thought, well, these got to be the last days. But now that I've been a pastor for 30 years, I'm like, come on, man, I can't keep saying these are the last days. But I figured it out. You want to hear the answer? All right, how many, maybe women, but for sure men, how many men have had the experience of having your wife, your mom, your sister, your friend say, hey, it's time to go, but you're watching a sports game? How many people have had that experience? They want to go, but it's not over. Come on, hands up in church, help the preacher out. You had that happen? They want to go, but you're watching the game, right? And what does the guy always say? He's like, it's the last quarter. Now, ladies, I like to help you as much as I can at church. That doesn't mean that in any sense you'll be leaving soon. In fact, there might only be 5 minutes left in the game, and he'll say, it's almost over, just 5 minutes left, but as you watch your watch, it takes a lot more than 5 minutes for 5 minutes to happen. Ladies, put up your hand if you've noticed that. Right, okay, so I'm going to tell you because they call all these timeouts at the end, and there's a lot of stuff that happened. I mean, last quarter, the game's hardly half over. 5 minutes to go, we're just past the midpoint now of how long all this takes. This should help. Last doesn't mean short. Last means final. These are the final days of human history. There was creation, then fall, then covenant, then law. These last days, these final days, since the cross, the age of grace, we're living in the final days. God doesn't have another play. There's not another message coming. There's no more messengers coming. Back to Hebrews 1:1. Long ago at many times and in many ways, God spoke to our fathers by the prophets. But in these last days, He has spoken to us by His, what's it say? By His Son, Jesus Christ, the greatest of all time, the greatest phenomenon that has ever crossed the horizon of this world, God's Son, Jesus Christ. Everything that God the Father wants to say, He has said and is saying in Jesus Christ.